Welcome to the second IndieRef mid-weekly review, bringing you the news you may have missed every week up until September the 18th. This week, NATO ambassadors, our old friend the North Sea oil, and some morally questionable billboards. But first, the former UK ambassador to NATO has revealed that she openly advocates a yes vote. In an interview, Dame Marriott Leslie stated, "I shall be voting yes on September the 18th. Citing her reasons for doing so down to the distinctive geography, economy and perhaps most importantly political culture of Scotland. The SNP have proposed that, if elected, they would wish to join NATO. If we do, out of all of the NATO member states, only 3 of them actually have nuclear weapons, so we could be a NATO member state whilst disarming ourselves." Her views, however, run in sharp contrast to Lord Robertson, Chief of NATO, who made an alarmingly apocalyptic speech in which he described a yes vote as cataclysmic, stressing that if Scotland were to break away from the Union, the future of the West would be imperilled. Yes, we too questioned his sanity. When asked to elaborate as to why she advocates a yes vote, Dame Marriott veered clear of any Lord of the Rings-style doomsday predictions, merely describing herself as a Democrat. Oil and gas people, the largest oil and gas jobs board and North Sea oil and gas experts in the world, commissioned a report this week based on interviews, collated expert evidence and independent sources, such as the British Geological Survey and the Institute of Petroleum Engineering. It revealed some rather interesting findings. The findings demonstrated that the current forecast for untapped oil and gas reserves could be undervalued by 100%. The West Coast alone could be sitting on £1 trillion worth of oil and gas. That's enough to last 100 years. The potential for creating long-term sustainable oil fund, based on Norway's stellar example, is huge. If, however, like myself, you're not a major fan of dilapidating our natural resources to the point of total elimination, the results of this investigation provide an excellent opportunity to utilise oil and gas as the first stage in a transitional plan to move towards a renewable-based energy sector. Scotland currently holds 25% of Europe's tidal and wind power. We have everything in place to lead the way in renewable energy. It's worth pointing out here that although oil and gas have largely dominated the debate in terms of economic feasibility, it's merely the cherry on top of the cake. Our economy currently comprises of £13 billion in food and drink, £6 billion in tourism, £15 billion in manufacturing exports, £9 billion in life sciences, an ICT sector that contributes £3.9 billion annually, £5 billion in creative industries and more. In fact, you will be hard-pushed to find A, a country still asking for independence in 2014, and B, a country more prepared for it. This week in Project Fear, the ongoing campaign to keep you scared of an independent Scotland, after the truly disastrous #patronising BT lady, Better Together or UKOK or No or whatever you want to call them, released a fresh batch of billboards, and mark my words, they are quite something. I love Scotland. I'm saying no thanks. Or my personal favourite, we love our kids, so we're saying no thanks. That's right. If you vote yes, you not only dislike your country, but your children too. Which leaves one burning question. Why doesn't my mum love me? Lastly, a glimmer of vision. This week, Generation Yes, that's 16 to 29-year-olds for an independent Scotland, have been busy envisaging the possibilities that a yes vote could bring to young people. To accompany their bus tour, Generation Yes have written a youth declaration. Here's what they have to say. "We, the young people of Scotland, demand the government that we vote for every time, an end to austerity and the halting of ongoing welfare reform measures that are penalising the most vulnerable in society, the reversal of decades of inequality, the securing of higher education for future generations. Education is a human right, and access to higher education should be based on an ability to learn, not an ability to pay. The removal of Trident nuclear weapons from Scottish soil. Trident is unfit for purpose, it's immoral and it's a drain on our public spending. The protection of our public services, including our NHS, from privatisation. And lastly, a government committed to providing education, training and employment opportunities for all young people in Scotland. We are the next generation, and that is the future that Generation Yes demand." That's all for this week's mid-weekly IndieRef review. Links to everything spoken about today are below. Please do share, like and subscribe, and remember folks, love your family.